All right, what's up everybody? I want to go over your Martin system remote collar. So there's some features here that we need to talk about and really go over to make sure that you guys are using this properly. There's a lot of amazing features on here and I want to make sure that you guys are utilizing them and checking your gear. It is extremely important that we always check our gear. Okay, so we're going to go over how to turn our new Martin system collar on and off, what the key features here are with our tiny trainer, right? That's our remote here, tiny trainer. We also have what everyone's gonna love is your finger kick, so you can be Bluetooth hands-free. So let's get started. Okay guys, so the first thing that I really wanna talk about is your tiny trainer, right? We have a few different buttons on here. Okay, we have our bottom button, our red button, which is our power button. We have a blue button, which is our stimulation button. And then we have our down arrow and up arrow, which is going to change our levels. Now, the great thing about this remote is that the stimulation button, right, is a continuous. It is also a momentary or nick, meaning you can press it and hold it for continuous, or you can tap it. Now, the other great feature about this that we always have to check is that it has what we call a rising stim, meaning that if I press and hold this, it will jump up levels every half a second. Okay, now why do we like that? Well, we like that because as adventure trainers, if we're out hiking or mountain biking with our dog, or just out for a stroll, if our dog decides to bolt, we can press and hold and it's gonna rise up in stimulation, and we let go the moment the dog stops, right, and returns back to us. So very powerful. Now, this tiny trainer has 18 levels, okay? However, it is broken up into low level 1 through 9 and high level or high output 1 through 9. So the low level or low output goes 1 through 8. And then it jumps to level 9, which is actually would be an 11, okay? So it goes 1 through 8 and then 9 actually equals 11 to give it more punch. That is low output. Now, when we go to high output, the level 1 on high output is the same as level 1 on low output. But then level 9 would be an 11, or would be a level 18, okay? So again, low output or low level is 1 through 9, and then we also have high output, high levels 1 through 9. And that is something we always have to check to see if we are on low output or high output when we work with our dog. Most of you will always be on low output. So let's go over our buttons here, how to turn this on, okay? So with our tiny trainer here, we have our red button, our power button, and I just turn that on and it turns on. I turn it off, right? I tap it, it turns off. Tap it, it turns on. Tap it, it turns off. Now, any button though here will turn your remote on, okay? Boom. I can hit my stimulation button and it'll turn on. Now, if you hit your stimulation button to turn it on, it will not stim your dog. Okay, you would have to hit it at one more time to give stimulation, right? Now we have our arrows. They change our levels, right? Down goes down, up goes up. Quite simple. Okay, so all right, we have our stimulation button. I can press and hold. You can see it's on continuous. I can tap it, right? And it can be momentary. We will show you how to change that to rising stim as well. So now this has a couple different features as well, guys. So if I hold my power button down, you will see it'll filter through a couple options. It'll filter through. We'll go to vibrate, vibrate and tone, and then back to nothing. I don't like to have anything in my screen up top. I want it so I'm always on continuous stim, on stim, okay? If for some reason you see a little signal up here, like a little tone button up there, or hourglass shape, you need to press and hold your power button until it cycles through, until there's nothing up there. Okay, now that there's nothing up there, right, you can see I'm on a level 4. Now we need to check to see if we're on low output. The way we do that is by pressing our power button and our bottom green arrow. I press, and I hold. Okay, it'll flash 111. Once it's flashing 111, you can let go. Okay, now I know I'm on low output. So when it flashes 111, I know I am on low output. If we need to go to high output, it's power and upper button, and I press and hold, and it'll flash 999. Okay, that's high output. Again, low output, which is what most of you are going to work on, your power and green button, we press and hold, it'll flash 111. Okay, so now I know I'm on low output, right? And I'm on a level 4, I can go 3, 4, 5, whatever. Then what I always like to check is to make sure that I'm either on rising stim or continuous. How do we check? Well, simple. We press and hold our stimulation button. I press and hold. It's flashing 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, right? That's the level of stim I'm on. I know I'm on continuous. It's not jumping up in levels. Again, I press and hold, flashing 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. I'm on continuous. That's what I want. If you're looking for rising stim, you need to press the power button and your stimulation button. So I press my power, then my stimulation, and I hold, and all of a sudden you'll see the levels will start rising. Once they start rising, I can let go. So I'm at a level 2 now, right? So if I press my stimulation button, you're gonna see the levels increase. Boom. I let go, I'm at a 6. Now here's the great thing about rising stim, you guys, is that if you're set up on rising stim, you press and hold and your dog stops or responds to your 6, you let go of your stim. But when you go to press your stimulation again, it resets automatically to a level 2. Okay? Then I can tap it and give stimulation. And I'm only at a level 2. If I tap real fast, you see the screen won't flash, but I'm giving stimulation. Pop, 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 pop. Right? Very nice. So I can do a kind of a continuous stim by just tapping very fastly, or I can do momentary. Boom. Or I can press and hold and it'll increase until the dog responds. But it'll always reset back down to the lowest level. Again, that is going to be for when you are out on your adventures, you're hiking with your dog, you're mountain biking, backcountry skiing, something like that. That would be the reason to have your tiny trainer on rising stim. But we always check. So again, remote's off. I press any button to turn it on. Okay? I check to see if I'm on low or high. So I want low level. I touch my power button, bottom green arrow. Press and hold, it'll flash 111, okay? Then I press and hold my stimulation button to see if I'm on rising stim or continuous. I want to be on continuous, right? I press, oh, it's rising, that means I'm on rising stim. I need to change that. We do that by pressing our power button and our stimulation button at the same time, and it'll start flashing one level, 555, right? Because that's the level I was at. So now if I give stimulation, 55555, okay? Now I know I'm on continuous and low level, okay? There's your remote, your tiny trainer. Now, you do have a finger kick. This is the magic part, which is what I love when I'm out working with my dogs, because I can be hands-free. This can be on my finger and I can give stimulation. Now you'll see here, I press, I'm giving stimulation. I love that. I can tap it or I can press and hold for continuous. Now, what you will notice is that because this is Bluetooth, right, there is a delay because this is sending signal from here to the tiny trainer, which then goes to your remote. So I'm tapping, it might not be flashing, right, but it's stimming, okay? So this is very, very nice. Don't lose it, right? You can buy new ones if you lose it. That's the one problem. They're small, so you can lose them, but they're pretty much indestructible, fully waterproof as well, okay? If you lose it, no problem. We can get you another one. They retail at about 150 bucks. Okay, tiny trainer. Okay, now let's go over our collar, the Chameleon, right? So, the Chameleon, we have a bungee setup. Very nice. We slide it over our dog. I like to put it low on the dog's neck. I cinch it up, nice and snug. Okay. And then it will slide up your dog's neck and give you a nice perfect fit. Now, let's go over the features here. So, there's one very, very important feature that you must check every time. That is our contact measurement. So, one of the greatest things about these collars is that it has contact measurement, meaning it lets you know if you have contact on your dog's skin. One of the biggest problems with the remote collars is they don't tell you have contact. The Chameleon does. So what we do is we have to turn this on. We have magnets. You'll see the red dots there. We swipe this, right? I swipe across. It beeps, beep, 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 and turns on. We have double flashing lights. Okay, to turn it off, I swipe. You'll hear the tone. I swipe and it turns on. Boom. Now, for some reason, if you swipe and you do not hear the tone sync at the same time, that means you need to charge your collar, okay? So if you swipe to turn it on and it pauses and then the tone comes 2 to 3 seconds later, you need to charge your collar, okay? Now on our remote, you'll see there is a little triangle system down there. If there's only one triangle, like this remote has right now, we must charge it. There should be 2 on there. Okay, we'll go over charging in a minute. So I turn this on. I swipe. I don't like to hold the red dots together because it'll put it in pairing mode if you're held too long. You swipe it. Okay, you see double flashing lights. Okay. That's our contact measurement. So what I do is I always touch my fingers on here, right? I must touch a red and a black. If for some reason, right, that keeps going in a double flashing light, something's wrong, right? So this is why we check our gear. You'll see double flashing, right? When I touch, it turns to a single flashing. That lets me know I have contact on my dog. Very, very important, guys. You must check this. So I like to make sure that this works. Boom. Single flashing. That means it's working. Okay? Now, that flashing, after 2 minutes, it will stop. So, why does it stop? Well, that's to save battery, okay? So when you turn this on, I'm going to turn it off. I swipe to turn on. I then touch a red and a black, my positive and negative, to make sure that the contact measurement works, okay? Boom. Once I know that works, okay, I then will actually test stimulation. Right? So I'm stimming myself. I'm on a level 4. Okay, I feel it. I know it works. I know this is paired because the light is on when I'm pushing the button. Boom. I know it's working. Good. Okay. So then I know that I'm on low level and I'm on continuous stimulation, right? Because I checked my tiny trainer. I then check to see if my Bluetooth works by just pressing. Okay, boom, it's working, right? I then turned on my collar, right? I turn on my collar and I check to make sure my contact measurement is working. It's working. I then stim myself to make sure that I feel it and that the stimulation is working. Once I have checked my gear, okay, I then turn the collar off and back on. Because once I give stimulation, my contact measurement goes away. So I must turn it off and then turn it back on. I then put this on my dog, right? Once I put it on my dog and I cinch it up, I check to make sure I have contact. Very, very important, you guys. If I have contact, I will see a single flashing light. If you check and it's got double flashing, we need to move this around on our dog's neck, right? Move their skin around, push this in so that we have better contact, or you must brush your dog's neck. It's very important that you brush your dog's neck to get rid of that dead fur. That will always help. So if you don't have connection, you can always try brushing your dog's neck or just kind of moving their skin around so that this fits in a little better. Once we know that we have contact, we're good to go, okay? So that is going to be the in and out of your collar, right? We always check our gear. So again, to recap, we turn our collar on by touching any button. Then we check to make sure we're in low level and or high, depending on what you're using. Low level, power button, low arrow, right? Then we check to see if we're on continuous or rising stim, okay? We then check to make sure our Bluetooth finger kick is working and pairing with our tiny trainer. We then turn on our collar. We check to make sure that we have contact measurement is working, right? We then stim ourselves to make sure our collar works. We then swipe to turn off, swipe to turn back on. We put it on our dog, make sure we have contact, and we're good to go, right? There you guys go. Martin system, Chameleon 3 collar, the ins and outs. However, we got one more thing we got to do. We must learn how to charge this. This is a little bit of the tricky part for some people. You never have to charge your finger kick, your Bluetooth finger kick. Battery will never die. It's good. And it has a 2-year warranty. Never have to worry. We always check it though. Okay, guys, so let's go over charging this. Now, our tiny trainer is not waterproof. That is important to know. Bluetooth finger kick, waterproof. This is not. So, if you are on the water a lot, make sure you have a little waterproof case if you're paddleboarding, something like that, right? Make sure you have a waterproof case that you put it in, okay? So, we take the sleeve off, right, to charge. I have our charging cables right here, right? One of these sides goes into our tiny trainer. It's a little micro SUB, plugs right in, okay? This is a USB, right? So you can just plug it into any USB adapter for your cell phone, whatever. It comes with one, okay? You plug it in, okay? You can just plug this into a 110 outlet, right? Now, here's the confusing part for some people. Okay, you'll see your collar comes with this little charging system. The other side of this plugs in to here. Okay, it's a clear little box. We then have these little alligator clips, right? And we must plug them into here. Now, on this, you will see 2 lines and actually a little red dot. Red goes to red. Very important. We put red in, and black goes, our negative goes to the other side. The red must be here. Okay? Now, to charge, we just simply take our alligator clips and we put on. Red goes to red. Red goes to red. Black to black. Okay? Once those are on there, we then take our remote. Let me just put the sleeve back on to show you guys this. We would then take our remote, and once the alligator clips are on, we swipe to turn our collar on. If you hear a tone, that means you are not charging. That means the alligator clips are backwards, either on your contact points or on the white box here, right? So make sure red is with red and black to black, right? Very important, okay? So again, make sure your red line or your red is with the red dot here and the two lines, and that red goes to red, okay? Black to black, very important. And that is your charging system. Again, make sure that once your clips are on, you swipe the collar on, and you should not hear a beep. If you hear a beep, something is wrong and you have to reset that up, okay? So charging system is a little different here in the near future. I believe even the ones I have here, I have to double check, actually can be charged on an induction plate, so wireless, just like that, which once that happens, I will let you guys know as well. So there you guys go. That's kind of the ins and outs of our Chameleon 3. Now, one other thing I want to note is that when you guys are storing this, don't cinch your collar up nice and tight when you store it. You'll put too much pressure on the wires here and they can fray, they can go bad. So keep it nice and loose when you go to store it. Also, when you have this in your pocket, I like to put it in my pocket, not on my belt. Some people like to just, you know, put a carabiner and clip it to their belt. But if your dog comes running by, because these are magnets and they get too close, they can turn on and off, right? So I like to keep this in my pocket, or when I'm storing it, I keep my magnets away from each other, okay? Boom, just like that, right? Okay, you guys, ins and outs of the Martin System Chameleon 3 and Tiny Finger Kick Trainer. If you have questions on that, obviously give me a call and we will go over that on the phone. All right, guys, thank you so much. Get out there, happy training, enjoy your collar, enjoy those dogs.